Welcome to my channel, Bless of God. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment so I can know your thoughts. Be blessed. Good morning again, my YouTube family and friends. It's another wonderful day that the Lord has spared our lives, that He has given us breath to breathe, that we can open a new chapter of our lives, trusting Him. 1 Corinthians 10 verse 13 says, "There are no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you're able, but will with the temptation also make a way of escape, that you may be able to stand." My friends, sometimes we are placed in some situations and we feel as if we cannot bear, we cannot stand it anymore, and we pray and we ask the Lord to remove us. But instead of removing us, the situation sometimes becomes more difficult. Have we ever stopped and looked back at the prophets or God's people of old? How they were faced with difficult times, and most of the times God did not take them out of the situation, but He was there with them. For example, the 3 Hebrew boys, God did not take them out of the furnace. He could have stopped them being thrown into the fire, but instead of taking them out, Jesus was standing there with them. No harm came to them. They did not even smell of smoke because He was there. Look at Daniel. He is a man of God, but yet he was thrown into the lion's den. God could have stopped that too, but instead He closed the lion's mouth. So, you see, sometimes we are placed in various situations, though it may be difficult and we feel as if we cannot do it, we cannot go on. But let me encourage you this morning, my friends. God is able, and at these times He places us in situations so that we can be strong, so that we can be strong for Him. Our faith will be built. He doesn't want people who are wimpy and at the least show of difficulty we throw up our hands and give up. He wants us to be able to stand for Him, to be strong in Him like Abraham. So when He calls upon us to show that we are faithful, we are willing to do whatever He asks. But first, we have to go through the fire. First, we must go through the tribulations so that we can be built. We can be built for Him, to use us according to His will. If we are weak and every time we fall, every time we face difficulties, we fail, and we sit down in our failures, we don't stand up and cry out to Him for Him to lead us. How can He use us if we keep falling? How can He use us? He wants us to grow from one area to the next. He wants us to overcome each difficulty and continue growing, not to be stuck in one situation, never moving, just going backward and forward, backward and forward. That's not how He works. He wants us to be strong. So He places us in these situations so that we can stand. We need to pray when we are in these situations. Not every time for Him to take it away from us, but for Him to give us the strength to go through, knowing that He is with us, knowing that He will never leave us, just like He stand with the 3 Hebrew boys in the fiery furnace. He will stand with us. No harm will come to us. We will not harm anyone. He will give us all we need to survive, to endure whatever He places us in. So we have to trust Him. Though it is hard, though the situation is difficult, we have to keep believing, trusting, knowing that He is there, He is God, and nothing is impossible with Him. When we take a look at Saul, who was turned to Paul, God could have used anybody else, but God saw something in Saul, that determination that Saul used to persecute the Christian. God needed him. God needed that kind of individual with that kind of determination to go out to the Gentiles and preach His word, because Saul's character was already being built, even though he was doing the wrong thing. God stopped him in the middle of his path and showed him the right direction, and he went forth with that same zeal and determination to do God's will. So my friends, when we are placed in difficult situation, instead of giving up, let us cry out to God to give us all we need to function each day, and you will see a change in your situation, because when we ask sincerely, the Lord answers our prayers. He says He loves us with an everlasting love, and if we love our children, we want the best for them, and we also allow them to go through some things so that they can learn from it and be better individuals. So can you imagine a Father who loves us with such love that we cannot understand? Do you think He wants anything bad for us? No, He doesn't. But He will allow us to go through stuff, because it is through the fire when we become purest gold. So I encourage you this morning, just continue trusting and holding on to God. Whatever situation you may find yourself in, pray without ceasing. Praise from your heart, and God will hear and answer your prayer. Have a blessed day, my friends.